In January 2011, friends and strangers came together in a time of need and found Brisbane's true sense of community after the devastation of the floods that saw people lose their homes, businesses, and their loved ones. We pay respect to the lives that were lost, but we should also celebrate those that have been saved. The RSPCA, which stands for the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, is fully committed to the care and protection of all creatures, great and small. This was demonstrated when the Fairfield shelter was forced to evacuate nearly 400 animals when the floodwaters rose and fully inundated the shelter. The passion and love shown by the RSPCA and the local community does not go unnoticed. It's been 4 months since the Brisbane floods hit the shelter. Have the facilities been fully restored?
Basically, yes. The DSEX clinic is back up and operating again, which means that in general terms we can operate as a shelter again. We're basically back to normal. We're accepting animals in, and as you can see if you wander around, sadly once again we're full.
What kind of response did you receive from the community pre and post evacuation?
A number of volunteers that came in to help with the clean-up, and the clean-up was absolutely massive. So the response from them was fantastic. We couldn't ask for any better.
How badly were the animals affected by the recent floods?
Well, the animals that were here weren't badly affected at all. I mean, in fact, it was probably good for them because they went into homes on a temporary basis until they could come back here and be rehomed. In fact, there were over 160 of the animals that went into those emergency foster carers, or to go home with those emergency foster carers who actually ended up by staying with them.
What does the RSPCA mean to you?
In general terms, obviously, I really believe in what the RSPCA does, otherwise I wouldn't still be here. I spent sort of 35 years as a television journalist, and I only sort of came here by chance for 6 weeks. I've now been here nearly 6 years, so obviously it means a great deal.
One of the 400 animals saved from the RSPCA was Oscar. This staffy finally had a place to call home when Tash and her family adopted him during the time of the floods. So Tash, tell us a little bit about Oscar and how you came to adopting him.
Oscar came to us during the floods after the RSPCA put out their request for people to adopt dogs because of the floods. So we were really lucky to get Oscar. He's a really good little dog. So yeah. We know that Oscar did have owners before, but his owners moved into a smaller house where they could no longer have a puppy, and he had to go to the RSPCA because they couldn't take him anymore. So yeah, it's really sad, but we were lucky.
So you must really love animals.
Yeah, I do. I think that they provide a really rewarding companionship, you know?
So would you ever consider adopting again?
Well, at the moment I think Oscar's more than a handful, but I think one day we've been talking about getting him a little friend. So yeah, eventually, definitely.
Do you have anything to say to potential adopters?
If you have the capacity to adopt, definitely do it. We've certainly never looked back with Oscar, and it's really rewarding.
In an ideal world, there'd probably be no need for the RSPCA, but sadly, as we all know, the world is far from ideal, and unfortunately, the need for the RSPCA seems to grow on a yearly basis, and we'd like it to be sort of going in reverse.
Let's not wait for a disaster to bring out our love for animals. The RSPCA needs your help now more than ever. Volunteer at a shelter, make a donation, or introduce a new member to the family. Help change the life of an animal today.